Hello, hello, fine folks of the interwebs. Headless Carson here. Side note, if you do happen to see my head rolling around, I do occasionally need it. Not often, but it does happen, so please let me know in the comments where I might recover my head. Anyway, moving right along with the teaching series, I inadvertently began with Simple Twist of Fate a while back. Here is my arrangement, which very quickly became mine and Josh's arrangement of I'm on Fire by Bruce Springsteen. I hope this lesson gives you an insight into how my brain, when it's attached properly to my head, works when I'm putting together a cover. So, I'm on Fire. It's already very, very sparse, which is part of the reason it's so effective. You get vocals, electric guitar, synth, drums. I think that's it. Had to think for a second. The guitar is driving some of the rhythm, outlining those chord shapes, and the synth is adding in some really nice texture and depth. So if you're trying to play this song with just one guitar, my instinct would be to try, to strike a balance between presenting the chord structure, obviously, establishing that rhythmic drive, and taking care of some of the dissonance or ambiguity or, whatever you want to call it, that the synth is handling. Because if you just play the song or the chords as is, it's going to sound fine, but maybe a little more campfire jam than finished song, and I'll show you what I mean. Hey, little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go and leave you all alone? I got a bad desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Okay, obviously I'm playing and singing a little more goofily than I ever would, but for me, in that case, the music doesn't really convey the sense of longing and pain that is a foundational element of I'm on Fire. And if we're putting our name on a cover, ideally, we kind of want our arrangements to serve the emotional content of the material while also being unique to us, serving our skill sets and our instincts. So what I've done is throw in some goodies like suspensions and fun chord voicings to try to capture a broad stroke of what the guitar and synth are adding to make it fun and to also hopefully avoid that campfire jam sound. As a nice added bonus, 3 of the chords are the same shape, just moved up and down the neck. So that means that hopefully you won't have to dislocate your fingers to make cool sounds. So, I'm on Fire. There are 2 versions of this song on the internet that feature yours truly. The first is on this channel. The second is on the Other Favorites album, Un-Americana. And in both versions, I'm tuned a half step down. However, for the sake of clarity, I will be teaching this in standard tuning in E. Okay, so we're settled in the key of E. However, we're not going to be spending a lot of time hanging out on a standard E chord. Remember, we're trying to avoid some of that campfire jam vibe that I talked about earlier. Instead, we're going to be playing the song mostly out of E5. This is a position of E up the neck, and there might be a better way to talk about it. Usually I ask music theory folks to correct me if I'm wrong. This chord voicing has a very full sound, but it also omits the third of the E chord. The third is what tells us whether or not we're working with an E major or an E minor. That's that one note difference. By taking it out, that means that this chord could actually either stand in for an E major or an E minor. The tonal ambiguity is helpful in the emotional context of this song, but just for your goodie bags later, if you're playing a song that is an E minor or that has an E minor in it, you might consider trying this chord out and seeing if it gives you interesting results. But wait, there's more. This chord is not just special because of its modality. It's special because you can take the shape, slide it up and down the neck, and get 2 of the other chords in the song. This is a tried and true Carson magic trick. You take E5, you slide it down to the 4th fret, you don't play the low E string, and you've got a C sharp minor 7 with the jingle jangles at the bottom that we all know and love. So here's the 2nd chord in the song. But we're not done with the magic trick yet. Next, you just slide that shape down 2 more frets to the 2nd fret, continuing to omit the low E string, and you've got B sus 4. Next up is a chord from the simple twist arrangement, A add 9. and sort of a cousin of A add 9, A sus2. And then finally, the wise elder statesman itself, E. I'm not going to go super duper deeply into picking pattern or strumming pattern because my finger picking is bizarre. I don't know where my technique came from, and no guitar teacher would ever tell you to play the way that I play. I finger pick using my thumb and my middle finger, and then some like nail and knuckle drags for texture. There are better ways to learn that will allow you to have increased accuracy and speed down the road as you improve. So kind of do as I say, I guess, not as I do, but I will just kind of slow down how I play it so you can get a sense of what strings are being picked when. So here's a slowed down example of how I might pick the C sharp minor 7 chord. Don't do what I'm doing with my right hand, but approximating what strings I'm hitting might not be a bad idea. Guitar teachers everywhere shedding a tear. When I mentioned the nail or knuckle dragging, what I meant was when I switch from this C sharp minor 7 chord to the E, I'll punctuate it by doing something like this. To finish things off, I'll play through the song slowly, trying to maintain a consistent tempo. I probably won't always succeed at that, but I'll just keep it slow so you can follow along if you would like. As a side note, I am recovering from my 3rd bout of COVID, so my voice is a little bit rough around the edges, but this is not a lesson on how to sing, it's a lesson on how to play. So ignore the singing, focus on the guitar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go and leave you all alone? I got a bad desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Tell me now, baby, is he good to you? Can he do to you the things that I do? Well, I can take you higher. Oh, I'm on fire. Sometimes it's like someone took a knife, baby, edgy and dull, dug a 6-inch valley through the middle of my skull. At night I wake up with the sheets soaking wet and a freight train running through the middle of my head. Only you can cool my desire. So anyway, I hope that was helpful both as a peek into my brain and as a peek into how to play one of my favorite songs of all time. If you stuck around this long, thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Happy playing, and I'll see you next time.